What is going on, you guys? AK40 Kevin here in the gamer heaven, and hopefully you've already seen my review of the Scuf Vantage 2, which I named my favorite controller, best I've ever tested for PC. Now this is the Scuf Impact, which is for the PS4 and of course the PC. Also have some accessories here. Let's unbox this bad boy, see what it can do. Alrighty guys, over here at the Stormtrooper PC, let me go ahead and slide myself on in here. This is the box if I've ever seen one. Scuf Gaming, professional gaming controller. Your Scuf, your way. So some of the features on here, you have an impact paddle control system, 4 removable and replaceable paddles, interchangeable thumbsticks with area and control discs. Do love control discs, they really help when you're at full lock. Impact ring and, impact ring and lock system. And then the quick shift trigger stops and adjustable hair triggers. You've got all their social media on there, of course. And then you have some customization options back there. Obviously, you can mail this into them and pay even more money and have them customize it for you. So, flipping it out of there, you have this little Scuf logo blacked out. Flip it open. This is not a brand new controller. This is my brother-in-law's, so he does a really good job of keeping all his boxes with his instruction manuals and everything. I'm terrible about that, but anyway, welcome to Team Scuf. So you feel like you're part of a family, a team when you buy this controller here. So the instruction manual, unfortunately, is not color. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. It's not on the level of like Razer, or I think even Microsoft's Elite had a better instruction manual than this, but it gets the point across. It has large pictures, good font, English, so you can understand what you're doing there. You also have a warranty card. Want to register this bad boy, obviously, so you get all the old perks and whatnot. You have some laser cut foam in there with a couple of holes. This is for your Scuf key, which I think is down here. No, that's some other crazy stuff I don't really know about yet. Anyway, popping it out of here, this is the controller. Like I said, this is well used. My brother-in-law does a lot of gaming. There's the Scuf key in there, I think. No, yep, there it is. You got your Scuf key in there, and you have the long trigger extensions. Same thing like the Scuf Vantage has. You have, you just pull these off. There you go. Feel like you're gonna break it, but you're not. So you pop these off. These are the medium-sized ones, I think, but they have different links that you can put on there. So if you're playing a racing game or something like that, where you need more control of the throttle and brake, it's good to put the long ones on there. This feels really solid. I do really like Scuf's grips. Not just the way they look, but they feel fantastic. They use some of the highest quality rubbers, and that's just, it helps a lot when you're holding it for hours. Like, your palms don't get sweaty, and you keep a really good grip on there, so when you're really moving around, you're doing some competitive esports, you are good to go. So these are those resistance rings on there, so when you're at full lock, it just glides along there. You're not scraping along there like a stock controller. You have your 3.5mm headphone jack. Red buttons on here, really nice looking controller. It's held up pretty well, so the durability is there. You do have trigger stops on here. I think that's the only thing he said broke was the right trigger, the trigger lock snapped off, as it is just a tiny little plastic tab, but how you use these is you turn them like that, and now your trigger will only actuate about halfway. Obviously you turn it up and you are getting full actuation on the trigger. You can also pop the cover off and use the Scuf tool to go ahead and adjust your hair triggers so you can get that exact precision that you want out of them. Now in the back here you have Scuf's signature paddles, which I do love. I gotta say, like, they're just so clicky and mechanical. Like, they're the bomb, like the best paddles. Second to this, I would say, would be the Razer Wolverine Ultimate. And then third would be the Microsoft Elite 2, and then probably the Elite 1, and then the PowerA Fusion, and then the rest of the premium controllers like AIM and Battle Beaver and all that other shit would be behind that. So these are removable. You just pull up on them like that and give them a little twist-a-rooney. Whoa. And they just pop right out. You can, use 2 of them if you want. I personally would probably rock all 4 because I'm a straight savage, but that's how that works. So, quick little note, not a huge deal breaker or anything, but just kind of a feature I wish they had. The Vantage had a magnetic faceplate where you just popped it off and you were able to quickly change your sticks. This one you actually need to take your Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew the back in order to take off the faceplate and then do the rings here, which kind of sucks. Oh, wait, I lied. Actually, you can just twist them off like that. That's what this little cap is for. You pop this on there like that, and that pulls off your impact rings, which is really cool, somehow. Let's go ahead and try not to break this bad boy, but if it happens, it happens. There it is. Bam. Like that. Pop the stick off. Okay, cool. So that's what this crazy little frisbee looking thing is. You just put it on there, twist to the left, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and you can get your sticks off. Holy bejesus, something just went flying. Alright, we're good to go. So this is wireless, as it is for PS4. The Vantage does come in a wired and wireless version. If you're going to opt for wireless, you're looking at about $40 or $50 extra. So if you're going to use it for PC, I would just get the wired, honestly. You're getting that zero latency, and you're saving some money along the way. So this is what their accessory sticks look like. They're basically just stock sticks, but an extra pair, so you have domed and concaved. I personally love the feel of dome sticks, so I'm going to go with a long dome on the right and a short dome on the left. Now the reason you want a longer stick on the right is because you want more travel when you're aiming for that precision and accuracy, as where your run stick doesn't really matter. It can be short because you're not really doing any precision running or anything like that, unless you're playing, like, I don't know, Rise of the Tomb Raider and you're doing some parkour or some shit. So these aren't the easiest things to get in, I've noticed. Hopefully these are for this controller. That's weird. Line it up. Get in there, girl! Ooh, I'm giving it more force than I'd like to. I don't really feel comfortable doing that as it is not my controller. Very interesting. There we go. You gotta get it in at an angle, boys. You can't just go straight in. It ain't gonna work. You gotta go at it a little bit of an angle. So I'm putting the dome sticks on there. Like I said, shorty on the left, long boy on the right. Oh man, you gotta really know what you're doing to get these in. You gotta be a real pro. All right, replace the rings. We'll see how that process works. All right, easy day, easy day. So it looks like you can just twist them by hand. I don't really know if you need the tool. So if you misplace it or something, like, they're locked in place now. You don't really need that. So yeah, wow. The rubber that Scuf uses is like freaking racing car tires. It's so grippy. It's insane. Alrighty boys, so we're over here on my screen. As you see, we are on the Scuf website looking at the Impact. They do not sell the Impact on Amazon. The only model they sell is the Vantage, which is a better controller for a few features. If you want to know an in-depth comparison, just check out my other video. I might do a comparison direct, head-to-head at a later time, depending on people's requests for it. Anyway, as you see, they have a metric F ton of different designs, and these are just the pre-mades. You can also mix and match these components, and you can basically build your own from the ground up if you want. Granted, that does get pretty pricey because Scuf does not, they're not for the penny pinchers. They're for the big ballers for sure. And I do have a bit of bad news for you PC boys. There is no dedicated application to control your controller settings, such as your trigger sensitivity and stick sensitivity. I do have the Scuf app installed here, but it is only for the Scuf Vantage, as you see. So that is a real bummer. I've scoured the internet trying to find some kind of third-party app to make adjustments and tweaks to this controller, and it doesn't exist. So bit of a bummer if you're playing on PC, as I know many of you are. But if you're playing on PC, there's a lot of other options for you in the Scuf department. For example, the Vantage, which I'll have a link to that in the description below as well. But the Impact starts at $150, but honestly, I mean, any of the designer ones are like $160. The only one that's $150 is the all black one, just the plain matte black one. So they go from like $160 all the way up to, like, I think the designer ones are like, yeah, $170. So not a huge price spread there. A really good controller overall. It felt like the face buttons to me feel really clicky. They're not quite as mechanical as like the Wolverine Ultimate that had those like literal, like, they almost felt like keyboard switches. They were mechanical. These ones feel better than a stock controller, but they don't feel They still have that spongy feel, like you know that there's a rubber gasket underneath there that's actuating the buttons. So that's definitely, they're better than a stock controller, but they're not as good as something like the Razer Wolverine Ultimate. Everything else, though, feels really good. The triggers feel super solid. Being able to have trigger locks on the fly as well as precision adjustments with that tool is very nice. It's a good looking controller. Ergonomically, it fits really good in the hand. I do think the Vantage 2 felt better in the hand. I feel like they did more R&D with different people's hand sizes and placements and gaming styles to achieve a perfect ergonomic design, as where I feel like this is more... It's a little bit older technology, I guess you could say. Scuf's been progressing, and I feel like the Vantage is kind of like it's the culmination of everything they've learned over the last like decade of making premium controllers since the 360 and PS3 era. So overall, a really good controller. I personally would go with the Vantage. The magnetic faceplate. It comes with more accessories out of the box. It has that application for it. It feels a little bit more sturdy in the hand. The ergonomics are better. The grips feel better on the back. It's just a better controller overall. Not bashing anyone that has an Impact. It's still a premium controller. It still has those awesome paddles. It still has the ability to change sticks on the fly. And most importantly, it's super customizable. So you can literally get the exact design you want. You can mix and match buttons, faceplates, the little Scuf rings that go around the analog sticks. So overall, really nice customizable controller, especially if you're on the PS4, because that does have an app for it. And also it's wireless. So really good option if you're trying to do some casual PS4 gaming and you want a premium controller to help you get those kills. Definitely a good option for you guys. All right, let's go and do it. Peace.